Prophet Ishmael was born in Palestine, where he lived with his father, Prophet Abraham, and his mother, Lady Hagar. However, Allah commanded Abraham to take his wife Hagar and their infant son Ishmael to Mecca, which at that time was a barren desert with no water or vegetation. Abraham obeyed Allah's command and left them there with a small amount of food and water before returning to Lady Sarah. After the water and food ran out, Ishmael began crying from extreme hunger and thirst. Lady Hagar desperately searched for water. She climbed Mount Safa, then descended and ran toward Mount Marwa. She continued running back and forth between the two mountains 7 times, praying to Allah for water. Then, by Allah's mercy, water gushed from beneath Ishmael's feet. Hagar drank from it and nursed her child. This miraculous water became known as the Zamzam well. Over time, people traveling through the desert discovered the water and settled in the area, making it their home. Ishmael grew up among them and learned the Arabic language. As he matured, he married a woman from the tribe, and his mother, Lady Hagar, passed away. One day, Prophet Abraham returned to visit Ishmael, but did not find him at home. Instead, he met Ishmael's wife and asked her about their life and living conditions. She complained about their hardships and struggles. Abraham then instructed her to convey a message to Ishmael. "Give him my greetings and tell him to change the threshold of his door." When Ishmael returned, his wife told him about the old man's visit and his message. Ishmael immediately understood, saying, "That was my father, and he instructed me to divorce you." So he divorced her and later married another woman from the tribe. After some time, Abraham returned to Mecca once again. This time, he found Ishmael and asked his new wife about their living conditions. She replied, "We are in a state of comfort and abundance with plenty of blessings." Abraham then asked, "What is your food?" She replied, "Meat." He asked, "And what is your drink?" She said, "Water." Abraham prayed, "May Allah bless your food and drink." Then he instructed her to give Ishmael his greetings and tell him to keep the threshold of his door firm. When Ishmael returned, his wife told him about the visit and the message. He smiled and said, "That was my father, and he instructed me to keep you as my wife." After some time, Abraham saw a vision in his dream where Allah commanded him to sacrifice his beloved son, Ishmael. Since the dreams of prophets are revelations, Abraham knew this was a test from Allah. He approached Ishmael and said, "O my son, I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. What do you think?" Ishmael, being a righteous and obedient son, replied, "O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the patient ones." They both submitted to Allah's will. Abraham placed the knife on Ishmael's neck, ready to fulfill Allah's command. At that moment, a voice from the heavens called out, stopping him. Allah revealed that Abraham had passed the test, and this was only a trial of his faith. Instead of Ishmael, Allah sent down a magnificent ram from paradise, instructing Abraham to sacrifice it instead. Abraham was overjoyed, and from that moment, the act of sacrificing an animal became a ritual for Muslims, commemorated as Eid al-Adha. A short time later, Allah showed Abraham and Ishmael the foundations of the Kaaba, which had been buried in the earth for a long time. He commanded them to rebuild it. Ishmael brought stones, while Abraham placed them, raising the structure. As they worked, they continuously prayed, "Our Lord, accept this from us. Indeed, you are the all-hearing, the all-knowing." As the walls rose higher, Abraham stood on a special stone, which is now known as the Maqam Ibrahim, Station of Abraham, still visited by pilgrims today. Finally, they completed the sacred Kaaba, which later became the central place of worship for Muslims around the world.